Have you ever felt that maybe you're living more inside your laptop or your phone than in the real world? So many hours of my life are spent staring into a screen, yet I rarely get to see or feel the results of my work. Everything happens in this digital world, and it feels like something is missing. And then there's this fear that creeps up on you as you get older. I mean, your mind is just always asking what could go wrong. It starts to feel safer to dream about life rather than living the one you want. That was when I found this, an adventure with British explorer Lucy Shepherd and polar guide Liv, 10 days on an island archipelago halfway between Norway and the North Pole, an Arctic desert, and in one of the fastest changing places on Earth. We jumped out of the boat onto the sea ice with our feet in plastic bags because the ice was so slushy. Setting up camp on the glacier for the first time in the wind. We're having a meeting around how to head out the tent and everything. Okay. Now, Svalbard is known for polar bears, and being close to the sea ice, we had to take it in turns to keep watch through the night. It's polar bear watch. Having my tea, hanging out with the huskies. While everyone's asleep in their tents over there. And I have this abyss in front of me. That's Valley. So I'm just back in the tent now to show you. So we dig out a pit. We'll have to dig a deeper one tomorrow so that our heads aren't touching. And then we have it all laid out. It's called Arctic bedding. So anyway, I'm gonna get ready for bed. Get some sleep. The goal of our expedition is to cross a mountainous glacier complex called Trollheimen. Remote and extreme, it never gets dark at this time of year, and with nowhere to hide, you must adapt moment by moment to the quickly changing conditions around you. The next morning, we didn't make it far from camp. Balancing your belongings in your pulk becomes an art up here. So now it's lunchtime. We have our freeze-dried food and we have boiled water. And we just mix them together, wait 5 minutes. High-calorie snacks. Second polar bear watch, this time higher up in the glacier. And it's beautiful, and it's not wide out at all. On the third day, everything felt quiet.
It's completely white, like we're poking into a piece of blank paper. No sun like yesterday, and no snow like the first day. And I think I'm starting to get the hang of this poking thing. I don't think I can go any faster.
With no sound, wind, or color, I felt heavy, and the sensory deprivation led to confusion.
I'm not sure where the top is.
This is getting flatter.
When should we stop? Okay. It's up there somewhere.
My heart is beating so fast. Oh God, so close. I feel sick. We can see the top, only because we can see the mountain on the other side. We're somewhere. Break time. So we are setting up our camp now for the next 2 days. Everyone is doing probing. If I come over here.
This is to make sure we don't camp on a snow bridge over a crevasse.
Can I have your probe for a sec?
Yes, that's fine.
So, this is a probe, and we put it in the ground, like this, and basically just see how far does it go down to ice. But that's it, that's probing. Everyone is flattening the ground in a nice long line for our series of tents. I'm now in one of our teammates' tents. See these blocks of snow over here? The way that you get water in the Arctic is by boiling snow. It's not as simple as it sounds, because the snow, if you just lump it all in there, can burn on the bottom and you get burnt snow instead of water. So you have to start with a little bit of hot water, which you save from the day, and then you slowly add bits of snow. The liquid fuel over here, it attaches in to this little burner down here, and then every 5 or 10 minutes we just want to give it some pumps here, and then we have dinner, which in this case is pasta bolognese. These are super fat. They take only like 8 minutes. Complement it with some Arctic bread. This also really helps with the crick in my spine from all the digging and poking. Oh, it feels so good. I think waiting for water to boil is the perfect yoga opportunity. I've just realized. I think that is what I should do. The water is still boiling, so I wanted to quickly show you around. This is Monique, and this is Will. Hi. Over there, enjoying one half of our new bar area. And this is where we'll all have dinner tonight. Hello. It's time to go! This is sort of for drinking now, it gets cold. And then this is my mega flask that stays nice and warm. I also wanted to give you a quick tour of the bathroom. So we have a rule. Shovel is out, means it's not in use. So I take the shovel. That's pretty good. It's a loo with a view. It's dinner time. Valley wants a little bit. Valley is very excited about this pasta bolognese, but she's not going to get any issue.
200, down to 200.
Yeah, that's 200.
Yeah. And then we go up here.
Back up.
To 500.
So 300 meters of vertical.
That's roughly how far.
So we just woke up and it's really windy, so change of plans. We're not going to stay here for the next 2 days. We're going to pick up our tent, our home, and we're gonna move it six kilometers and then reset up. Lucy and Liv, they've brought us some freshly ground coffee to kind of soften the blow that we have to put everything down. But it's not too bad. I've got my oats. This is breakfast time in the tent, which we kind of do in parallel to packing all of our stuff at the same time. We also have to wear a high factor sun cream every day because despite what you might think, Money just thought I was talking to her. Because I've already managed to get sunburned, and it can suddenly, the weather changes so quickly, you never know when the sun's gonna come out. I mean, I guess it's probably not today, but you can still really easily get sunburned, and I felt my skin has become really sensitive. Also my eyes quite bloodshot from all the bright lights, so ski goggles it is, and they're definitely feeling so much better already from wearing these. Because it's so windy, we are all tag teaming, putting up the tents. Graham is building a barrier against the wind, extra protection, and we're gonna do this for everyone's tent. Happy day! I made it into the tent. I'm making some lamb, which is much needed as we haven't had lunch. We skipped it so that we could kind of make it all the way here and set things up. And we just have the toilet today, but I'm having some peppermint tea. Best toilet that has been made so far on the trip. It's basically a fort. Cool vibes doing it's done. Cool vibes done. Look at that! You can just see the tip. We're covered in snow. Buried Bilbo. This is high. Hello, buddy. This is Valley. I'll leave her sleeping when we come. Success! It's a pretty intense storm out there. This is outside. Probably the most intense weather. The most intense weather I've ever been in. So we've just woken up and there's still a storm outside, so we are gonna go a little bit slower this morning, wait a few hours and see if the storm passes. We'll eat breakfast in bed, have some coffee. Yesterday I was kind of much higher energy, probably just the wind. I always imagined the Arctic would be kind of dry. I don't know why. My cup. Some hot water from my thermos. Basically we live from the water in these thermoses. It's nice and calm now. Just having a morning cuddle. We're getting ready to go, so we'll have our skis on. Ooh, little sneeze. We'll have our skis on at 10:30.
Somewhere along the trip, my energy changed. I went from feeling tense and detached to inspired and childlike. This is the day I got to learn some map and compass skills. Pretty important when you can hardly make out a horizon.
Graham behind me has the bearing.
150 degrees, Captain.
150 degrees, and I am just trying my very best to walk in a straight line. So I'm keeping the sun to my 1 o'clock and trying to keep my track straight, and Graham is correcting me. And we have some blue sky.
It's going to be over there somewhere. If you can, do something on the horizon. It doesn't luck.
Oh, come on.
Don't get us lost.
Just point the tips of your skis left, yeah.
In the snow, like in life, people tend to walk in circles, especially when everything looks the same. Checking behind for a snake-like pattern can give you some idea of how you're doing. So we made it to camp. We're having a cup of tea. It's beautiful out here.
Autumn breeze in a mug of tea. Sisters by
And we are boiling off fast water inside our tent. The dogs are sleeping outside. Whew, everything feels quite peaceful. Pretty good in the end.
It's your way to this life, away from the north.
I also wanted to show you, we take off our socks, of which we have one layer, the liner, then a plastic bag for if it gets wet to stop it getting through onto our ski socks, and then our ski socks like this. And to get them dry, we have to put the socks underneath our clothes against our skin, and that helps it get nice and dry so we can put them on again tomorrow. This is our base camp for the next 3 days. Just slowly getting everything sorted. Day trip. Be bringing my crevasse harness. Got some spare gloves, some snacks, got my camera, and lunch, the most important thing, chili con carne today. Some signal. So everyone's sending messages back home. We're just following this passageway up the mountain. It definitely feels like a gift after the other days that we had.
to see what's hidden behind all the fog.
Apparently the ice is terrible. It's very crunchy. There's like a hard layer on the top, so my ski kind of slides along the top as I'm going down. Nice little trail. Good job. Land like this stretches your mind as well as your eyes and opens up space inside you. Here there are no roads or fences, just a wild, boundless expanse, deep, empty, and full of hope. Or maybe not so empty, given glaciers store thousands of years' worth of history, scribed in ice cores of pollen and rain.
We've got half an igloo, and Liv's gonna help us. More than half an igloo, and Liv's gonna help us. This is the quarry.
Despite the exhaustion from the day trip, I decided to help build an igloo. I mean, it was really Liv, our guide, who did all the work, crafting a dome from the wonky blocks we offered up.
Liv, do you have this? Do you get this on? I think they just need to be cut in half. Everything's very like in the yeah, that way. Right.
There really is something about digging in the snow. Maybe it's the instant gratification of seeing something appear from nothing, a giant hole or even an igloo.
Igloo is almost complete.
Yeah. Yes.
So today we're staying inside, and I'm pretty excited about it, to be honest. Just gonna eat, rest, read, and the weather should improve tomorrow.
Later on, my 10-mate Em and I made a decision. We were gonna sleep in the igloo. I mean, it's right there. We had to try it out.
So I'm doing a double balaclava, like my first polar bear watch. And I've got some woolly socks, my windbreaker, and then my double layer thermal underneath. And I guess I just need to figure out what I'm gonna do with my Gore-Tex clothes, because I probably want to bring them in there for leaving. We'll probably keep them in the bedding the same way that we've been doing so far. So I'm bringing the survival bedding. Emma's already in there. It's a bit of a slide to get in. This is Em. And this is the igloo.
We're on our great big igloo adventure.
Great big igloo adventure. It's looking pretty cozy, and the wind, it's stopped.
I think we will be up.
And Valley would like to join us, I think.
I don't really know what to say apart from that sleeping inside an igloo kind of feels like Christmas.
So we're in the igloo, everything's set up. We've got the door on, we've got the survival blanket, got my Kindle, sleeping bags, and all our Arctic bedding below us. And honestly, I don't think we could be any cozier than we are right now.
It's true. My goodness.
It's howling outside, but you'd never know. See you in the morning. We've just woken up from a long sleep in the igloo, and it was amazing. Liv and Lucy have both just come in, and they said it was so windy last night. It was windier than all the other nights so far, and we didn't hear a thing. It is cold, definitely cold in the igloo. I was wearing an eye mask, my wool mittens to keep me really warm, and I sort of ended up curled up to a side over here, deep inside my sleeping bag. But yeah. No, it's perfect. I feel like a sleepy cat. So we basically just had to crawl our way into the tent because it's so snowed in, and we now have a slide to get indoors. Oh my gosh. This is what's become of our step and our boots over there full of snow. So we're boiling snow. It's quite... I don't think it's really been like this yet. Maybe the whiteout day. This is stronger. I think this is the storm that we were all hiding from yesterday, but it's come today. We've got the little flap open. I had to unpick the pan from the back here because it had frozen solid. Our brush was buried in this pile of snow, but we're still gonna get our muesli. And I heard something about coffee, so I'm excited about that.
The next morning was one of the most strange and beautiful sights of my life. I suddenly felt like I was walking on the moon, the air streaming around us, shapes like geysers, bulges, and alien pyramids. But this is Earth. It's strange to think that a place that seems so endless, like an undying land, can be this transient. It's ice, frozen water that's there, and then it's gone. We're roping up the first few people. Never seen a crevasse before. They're pretty huge. A crevasse is a deep, open crack in the ice. They can be tens of meters deep and change from year to year as the glacier moves. And they were crisscrossing our only path down. We're just taking a break now, and Liv is gonna fly the drone over, and we're gonna have a look and see where the crevasses are, as they weren't here last year. But the drone didn't have enough battery, so Em volunteered to go first, guiding us around the giant holes in the ice. Finally, at 10:30 p.m, we made it. Safe land a few meters from the sea ice where we could rest before morning. So it's our last morning here, and look at this view. It's so pretty, oh my gosh. It's so cold, my hand is freezing. Filled with adrenaline from the early start, we eased our way down and finally saw the mouth of the Borderbeen Glacier. We were nimble, and in our rhythm as a team, we helped each other up and down the little hills.
I get it. You should be good.
And with Valley keeping watch, we made our way across the sea ice, bound for a boat back across the ice fjord. I felt connected to people, to the air and the snow, even to my pulp. moments were there for sure, but there's no need to fear them, just move through them. Often things are much easier and more beautiful than you can imagine. Even in one of the most unforgiving places on Earth.